In our last video, we discussed how to create this beautiful image here using the Max tool. So if you haven't watched it, you might need to go back to learn how to do that. This is to enable you to create amazing design that just use some little things to spice up your design. So today we are going to be creating this beautiful text animation. Let's get started. So to create this text animation, you just need like I think maybe like 4 steps, maybe 3 steps to do that. Is something that you will just grab now. And I'm looking forward to see in the amazing things that you guys will create with all these tricks that I'm showing you. So when you create, you might want to tag me on Twitter, the good designer, or maybe I'll praise at the good designer, right? Maybe I'll underscore praise. You will tag me so I can actually like and as well share and know that you guys are actually learning, right? Yeah, so moving on. For us to create this text, I actually created this text. Let me type. Okay, I actually created this text, right? By just typing. So we have our world, we have our globe, right? So when I was done typing, I changed the color. So you can, one of the ways you can actually pick the properties of this, probably change the size, the same size to this and the same color. Another way is to right click and copy properties, right? Just copy properties and paste the properties, and you see it has the properties that this one has. So we're going to be using this. When you're done typing, this is what you're going to have. This is just basically like some text in the text box. This is the text box, nothing else, just like having text. You're just typing and breaking the text to create this. So when you're done creating this, the next step you do is to put this into a frame, right? By using frame selection. You can see frame selection, not group selection, frame selection. For you to create that type of animation, use frame selection. So now that we've created the frame, so now that we've added frame, you can see it has shown you like frame 101. Just change from that text, something, that icon, to a frame. This is because you've already given it a frame, right? A frame is basically a container, right? I think I've discussed and said and explained that in most of my videos. So I need to like watch the previous videos to get a hang of that, or maybe understand what it means. But just basically a container, it houses other elements. Now, for us to create that, so we need to, let's just name this text, right? So we have a frame that has text inside. Like we have our frame that has the text box. You can see the text box inside our frame, right? Inside it. So what we'll do is to reduce the size of this frame, the height of this frame, particular frame, not the text. Remember, the size, the height of the frame. You can see it's the frame that we reduce the height. And when we've done that, we'll click content. What click content does for you is that it eliminates every other element that is outside that particular size of frame, right? Just retains the element that you can see inside the frame. You can see what you can see here is just the word world, right? So it's going to hide every other one that is outside that particular frame size or height, right? So we're going to click content and you can see it has hidden every other text inside it. So we duplicate. Remember, we have like our text box inside. So when we go into our text, we'll now scroll, use your arrow key to move it up, right? Just move it up until it starts showing the next text. I duplicate again. The same thing applies to others. I use my arrow key. You can use your arrow up and down key to move depending on the direction you are moving it. But I'm moving it up, so I use my up arrow key to do that, right? I do that for others. I'm going to just quickly finish it up and then come back. We've been able to like create everything. We've been able to like make sure that all the texts are showing in all the frames. You can see, remember, we use our arrow keys to nudge every text to reflect, select all of them, and then give them like consistent spacing. Just manage the space. So we can do maybe like 64. Let's just space them out evenly, right? And then come to this component settings, then create component set, not create multiple component sets. What this helps you to do, it helps you to like create this like put all these components into like one set, one group, right? So I just create it and we have this. The next step is for you to like animate them. You need to set the animation styles, right, by prototyping. So you go to your prototype. We are on design. That's where you design, basically design. When you want to animate your elements, you go to prototype, right? We'll be discussing prototype in our coming videos, right? But for this, we'll just go focus on this. When we discuss prototype, you know, like different prototyping styles that you can use, right? But for today, let's just focus on animating this text. So you connect, you can see once you hover on it, you see this plus icon, just connect the arrow to the next one. Change it if it's on instant. By default, it's always on instant, right? Change it from instant to smart animate and then come here instead of on click, put it on after delay. After delay, make sure you set it on after delay. If not, the animation will not work. You will need to be clicking it before it will actually work. So I set this one on after delay, right? Set it on after delay, connect the next one, right? Connect the next one, set it on after delay. Remember to always set it on after delay. Connect the next one, set it on after delay, connect the next one. The same thing applies to all of them. Then take this one. The reason I'm taking this one back is so that it will be a continuous loop. We don't want to be activating, want it to be a continuous loop animation, like want the animation to continuously loop, right? So you connect it back to the starting, the first one, so that it can always loop and not stop, right? So now that we are done connecting the screens, animating them, or connecting the animations, we'll just drag this one, pressing down on Alt, dragging, or just click on it and Control C, Control V outside this particular one. Then take this particular design and bring it in. When you bring it, you notice that it pushes it down. This is because this container, this what's it called? This particular text elements, they're in auto layout. If you've not watched the part one video on our auto layout series, you might need to go back and watch it. You understand why so many things, why it adjusted itself to fit in this one. So we don't want it to be at the bottom, we want it to be where this one is. What we can do is to give it an, like make it absolute, put it in absolute position. Absolute position means that it will just take its own position. It doesn't need to be controlled by the auto layout inside here. It will still be inside the box, but it will just have like a mind of its own. So we'll put it in absolute, position, then delete this one, right? You need to delete this one so you can replace it with our own. So we replace it with our own. Make sure that this text is on the same like horizontal line with this one so that it doesn't look awkward in your design. You can see they're on the same horizontal line. If we present this design now, we'll see that our text is animating, right? You can see that our text is already animating, right? Which is cool. Our text is really animating. So thank you guys. This is a trick for today. I hope it helps and you are able to like use it in your design to spice up your work. See you in the next video. We'll be creating this beautiful and subtle text animation, how we can be able to do that, just like little things to spice up your design. So thank you very much. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe with friends. See you next time.